convenient, you can call me Lee. Today, we learn from Miss Bob Proctor, and I share with you regarding paradigm shift. My voice may be a little bit lower because my daughter, she's studying in the other room, she prepare something. Anyway, pay attention this because we've been talking about the paradigm. This is like kind of depth explanation. So I learned from Miss Bob Proctor online, so now I read to you. I want you to really stop and take a look at your life. We have actually been conditioned to lie to ourselves, to not really take an honest look at the result we are getting. Pay attention. See, most of the time, let's remember we're talking about you know where you are. Listen, you need to be honest with you. And then he mentioned when he asked people, he always, ask like, do you ask yourself, am I living the way I really want to live? Most people aren't. I ask a person that comes to work with me, like how much they earn in a year. I really don't care what the answer is, but I want to know the answer. Because depending on the price they tell me, and I will know their mind is programmed. And then I will ask them what they want. So that way I know what has to shift. The way they want to live, they need to change their program. And this call be like, it's about a story about me and story about you. And it's a story about what we are capable of doing, what we are really capable of doing. I become absolutely fascinated with this information because, Miss Bob Proctor, since 1961, he been reading the Think and Grow Rich, and then he realized he's changing. So he spent his over 50 years to learn, and it took him 9.5 years to realize. Then he can connect all the dots together. That's why I start then he being sharing this information. Remember I told you guys, when you surrounded with great people, they don't hide their secret. They tell you. That's why beware. Now in the 21st century, we have this computer, everything. You can just Google everything. I told you guys, I haven't joined Mr. Bob Proctor's program. I just get all his information online. Think about it. If you really join his program, it should be like powerful. But for me, I realize my learning style, I have to be in the relaxed mood at my speed, because otherwise I feel like tension. That's not good. But now I understand that that's true, because when you find your true you, whatever style yours, you need to stick to it. You don't need to take other people's opinion, because it's your body, it's your result. So you decided what to do. Anyway, let me continue reading Mr. Bob Proctor's paradigm shifting. He said, I didn't always have this information. But after, he found out, he realized, I've been living very interesting life. He traveling the world teaching, right? And now, I'm going to be doing what I love all day long. And I'm going to be extremely well paid for it. And of course, he need to mention his Think and Grow Rich book. He said that book made him like there was a huge shift in the direction of my life. And today can be the turning point in your life by making a simple decision. You're going to stay right where you are if you don't make this decision, or you have to make a decision and then you need to change your direction. Of course, when you change the direction, you want to make sure you're going to go to the right direction. And then he said, you're going to make a big change. That's this plane. Without this plane, nothing happens. I'm telling this because of this pandemic thing. I told you guys, basically 2018, I lost my job. So 2019, I start joining the Partner with Anthony program, learning online business, right? But then on the way, I joined the Russell Brunson's One Found the Way Challenge. So back then, I just feel like, I want to learn information, share with you guys. But for some reason, this pandemic's going on. So I was in the Russell Brunson's the conflicts, like watching all whatever he has programmed there. I realized I'm just surrounded me with great people. And all of a sudden, in late July this year, Miss Bob Proctor and Oprah Winfrey, their information, came on. So I just started study. Then that's why I found, early October, I found my life purpose. So I just I make sure I don't join anything anymore. I just focus on Miss Bob Proctor's wisdom. Then every single day I'm been learning. I think that's this plan. So without this plan, nothing happened, because now you just argue completely with yourself. So, your paradigm will fight with you, so you need to be strong. Anyway, he said, I found that the discipline is the ability to give ourselves a comment and then follow it. Remember, give your comment, but you have to follow because your paradigm fight with you. And then he said, don't look at somebody else and ask them, what are you doing? Because basically what they're doing has absolutely nothing to do with you, right? So this is your result you should do. You need to know, what are you going to do? That's what really makes difference. He said, earning money is not difficult. It's just that hardly anyone knows how to do it. We can go right through our school system, and no one ever teaches how to earn money. And for good reason, they don't know how to earn money. But is earning money all this about? Absolutely not. This is about living the way you want to live. I've been traveling all over the world, and I studied this, and the great changes took place. And now I want to know why I changed. So I started to study from different perspective. Sorry, see these words I don't know, so I look up the dictionary. I told you guys, English is not my first language. So whatever I have, I just look up dictionary and put over there. Anyway, he said, I found that people are essentially the same. And I found that there are three things. The first one is, what do you really want? Because not everybody wants to be really wealthy. But what they do want, they want to eliminate any financial concern. That means whatever they want to buy, they have money to buy, right? That's a good, it's like financial concern. The second thing they want to wake up in the morning and be excited about how they're going to spend their day. Some people, they get up, they have to go to work and stuck in the traffic. That's why they don't, because I'm working in the Manhattan over 20 years. I know some of my coworkers, they traveling from, either New Jersey or either far. So they take them 2 hours one way. Think about 4 hours on the, the road. That's a lot of people, they don't really want the, it's not like what you really love, but because we have a bill to pay, right? So they need to work in that way. But now we know we have a power. We can change that. Anyway, so the third thing they want makes with the people who are really upbeat, who are this enthusiastic people that are becoming very creatively productive. See, that's, most of us know, because when you go to work, you have the people like, be very happy. And some people, they were negative. You don't want to stay with those negative people, right? And then Miss Proctor see those three things. That's a very pretty good way to live. And then he said, I want you to take a look at the results you are getting in your life. How do results happen? Do results just happen? And you know everything happened, because remember he keeps saying results don't lie. So you need a really honest look at your life, why it happened this way. And of course, that's like how when he was 26 years old, the man approaching him told him about, checking his result, and told him, it's your result, you need a change. So that's why he started, reading Think and Grow Rich, and he changed. And then the guy told him, we are only limited by weeks of attention and the poverty of imagination. See, read this, because now, through this, a couple months study, now I realize, a lot of things around us, we don't pay attention. Basically, whatever happened in your life, it meant to be. So take a deep look at something, even good or bad happen. It means something. We try to wake you up, so you need to pay attention. Don't just let it go. And then, of course, he said, poverty of imagination, because we need to use our mind to image, make those imagination what life you want in your mind, and then you bring it to the now, so you start living that way. Anyway, and he said, we're going to use our imagination to build the kind of world we really want. Now I think that's what you want to do. And then, because this is I think his name is Ray Stanford, if I'm right. Basically, this is his first mentor. And he put this HHWR, this happiness, healthy and wealthy. So guy asked him, do you thinking, I'm healthy or I'm happy or wealthy? Because of course everything's yes. But then that's why, and he said, you need to check your life. So now he said, if you listen to me, read this book, and then you're going to get what you want to get. Are you doing what you want to do? I'm going to tell you something about result. Result always tell the truth. Your position in life, the health of your body, and then why don't you change your result? This is still like a conversation between, Mr. Bob Proctor and his mentor. And that's why he said he never, before 26 years old, he never listened to anybody until this mentor said, it's your result. Why don't you change it? But then he said, I honestly don't believe that ever entered my mind. I think I just got up in the morning and just went to work and did whatever I'm doing and hoping things would get better. But then until he meet this guy, and I think, oh. Of course, now he also give you, the recommendation. If you really want to change something, you need to go to find someone who demonstrated by result. Basically, they are successful already. You don't go to the sick doctor to get healthy, right? Anyways, and he said, his mentor said, Bob, if you do exactly what I tell you and you study this book and do exactly what the author tells you, everything in your life will change. And then he said, the man that wrote this book, Napoleon Hill, spent his whole life putting this together. It contains the best thinking of over 500 of the world's most successful people. See, listen, I've been reading this one things 1961. Remember I told you? He thinks 1961. He's still reading the same book. And then he said, he used to make like $4,000 a year, but then he could own $6,000. And he only had 2 months high school. And then because the mentor told him, you should start thinking how you can do exactly what I tell you. And then 1 year later, Miss Bob Proctor make $175,000. See, his life changed like a night and day. But then he said back then when people asked him, he doesn't know. He just said, I'm cleaning offices and I read Think and Grow Rich. But then he just said, I want to figure out what happened to me. He said, you don't have to be smart to earn all the money. I'm mentioning this because I believe everyone can do anything. If they can sit down and write it out on the paper and then work at changing what's going on inside, that's been changing paradigm, because he mentioned that Joel Bucker wrote the book called Paradigm, and he said to be able to shape your future, you have to be willing and able to change your paradigm. He said, I don't have an idea what paradigm it was. Remember I told you guys I didn't know these words, I had to look up dictionary. And then of course he mentioned, do you really know what his paradigm is? Do you really understand how mind works? Because the paradigm has something to do with the mind. And he said, I was trying to figure out why I changed. So I left my own company, went to work with Earl Nightingale and Lloyd Connet in Chicago. And then he became to their vice president of sales. And he said he would rather, pay to learn from them. Because remember, when you learn from mentor, you need to find the best one who is successful. But then he also mentioned, hey, no, he said, I'm not lucky. But if you don't understand this, the odds of you making great change are very, very slim. Basically, he mentioned if you don't know how your mind working with your body and with your paradigm, so you won't change. And then he said, let's look at your mind and your paradigm. And then he draw, he draw the picture. I believe I should have one, or I don't. Anyway, I continue talk. Basically, our mind over here, we have like a top one is your conscious mind, and then you have subconscious mind, like a two part. You see here, yeah, you have a conscious mind, subconscious mind, and your body. The conscious mind is the thinking mind. Do you know that average people doesn't think? We confuse mental activity with think. When you listen to what the people are talking, you know they're not thinking. And they never say what they're saying if they're thinking. And what's their behavior? They never do what they're doing if they're thinking. And then there's a doctor, like Dr. Lawrence Rambel said, thinking is skill, but not really in school they teaching. So that's why I remember one time he mentioned something. Miss Bob Proctor said, someone said, 2% people thinking, 3% people think they think, 95% people would rather die than thinking. Because from my own experience, I tell you, is after I learned this, it's really like pay attention. Because basically what really thinking is you have to use your mind to get whatever in your mind, those thoughts, try to make them become to the picture you want to look. And then you start working that way. Anyway, of course, he mentioned hopefully in the future some schools start teaching of thinking, right? And then he talking about, for the conscious mind, we also call it educated mind. This is where our intellect is resident. And it is the intellectual factors. It gives you a ability to be creative. Remember, we are creative being. That's why I also mentioned, don't try to be competitor because you can be create. And then he mentioned you are created in the God's image. And that's where the creative factory comes in. And of course, your intellectual factors, you have a perception, the will, reason, imagination, memory, intuition. And then the subconscious mind is quite different from conscious mind. Remember, conscious mind is a thinking mind, you have education. That's why so many people, they have a knowledge here, but why they don't have the right result? Because fear is controlling them. The subconscious mind, all those paradigms living here. And he mentioned, the subconscious mind also called emotion mind. And the conscious mind can think. And then also the conscious mind have ability to choose. So whatever comes in your mind, you can just, decide, you're choosing where you're going, right? You have a choice. So basically you can accept or reject information. Then, but nowadays, like on the news, they're talking about, the economy not good. So, but he mentioned if you listen to you can just think, oh, that's for you, for them, but not for me, because now your mind can make a decision, right? So you just reject whatever information is not good, or some people tell you the bad news. You just, listen and then don't take it. Don't get emotionally involved. And then you have ability to originate ideas in your conscious mind. And for your subconscious mind, you have no ability to reject. So basically whatever you press here, it's the subconscious mind take everything. But then your subconscious mind dictated your word. Remember this why? Because it really dictated words and then creating those like vibration. That's why I told you, remember we mentioned even you have a high, the degrees, but that's only your conscious mind. That doesn't work with your subconscious mind, like the vibration. Is whatever you press down to your subconscious mind, that dictate your word. And your imagination or your subconscious mind here. And here also, your subconscious mind cannot determine the difference between the real and the imagined. Remember, this is like you're like a plan. Whatever you plan there, it will return back to you. That's why I said from now on, you need beautiful future. You need to plant everything beautiful here. And then he mentioned, see, if you imagine something happening and you get emotionally involved, it actually starts to happening. So now your conscious mind have ability to choose. So from now on, whatever comes in, just use your reasoning factor. See if help you take the information. If not, reject it. Because here is that you have ability to think and you can say, I don't want that information. I'm not accepting that. And you can cause it to go away. If you know something, we don't do that. Because basically, why we don't do that is our paradigm. Because most times we leave our mind widely open. So what did we say about the subconscious mind? The subconscious mind has no ability to reject. It must accept. Why do we do that? Because we are programmed. That's why I do it. Because you remember that whatever, when you plan, put in a subconscious mind cannot reject. So just whatever you put in. And he just take it, run with that. And of course, we wonder why we are leaving our subconscious mind, because baby, when we were born, the baby looked like that way. But nowadays, we don't think, because of paradigm. We leave this wide open too. And then he said, because it was going on in the subconscious mind that that is what you do. It can cause you to live in a healthy body. It can cause you to build your business. So think about that. If it help, it really control your business, your health. So from now on, whatever you need to put in your subconscious mind, you need to pay attention, right? And also, he mentions, because, in our subconscious mind, because all those paradigms, basically, it's just a lot of ideas from generation by generations. But one of them is our self-image. Like when we were very little, this self-image is just one idea. That's why you can see a lot of people, they don't have eye contact with you because they have a very bad, self-image. But we can change in that one too. This is one of the, the thing in our paradigm. But most of us is like a multiple ideas. But some ideas is not really real. So from now on, whatever, like I said, because the all power comes in here all the time. But now you have the power to choose which one you're going to accept and then which one you need to reject. Because whatever you press into your subconscious mind, it will make your vibration change. That vibration become to whatever you attract to your life. So if you really want to change your results, you need to change that vibration. Because, people are talking about attraction, law of attraction. But the first thing, primary law is a vibration, because your body is energy. So you need to vibrate. Whatever, you can only attract the thing in harmony with you. So you have to change your paradigm. Try to get all the positive thing, attract the good thing to your life. Anyway, I hope what I shared with you, you understand, and then you share with others. Let's helping most of us to wake up. Do you remember I told you guys it took me 52 years to realize I have a high faculty? I didn't even know, but now I learned, so I share with you. So don't stop looking outside. All power inside you. Your conscious mind have ability. Use your reasons. Whoever tell you, if this help you, you take it. If it don't, just reject it. Because your subconscious mind, like if whatever you plant there, that's like your land. Whatever you plant there, it will grow. So you don't want to get in the bad thing grow, right? Anyway, I'm going to share this on YouTube. So if you like, share with others and subscribe on my YouTube. And let's helping others waking up more people, because you are powerful. You can change your life. Everything is over here. Talk to you soon.